Hi, I'm Ben Days, executive producer of 8 and 5, the web series, and you're listening to GenreTainment.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of GenreTainment right here on SciFiPulseRadio.com. We're your hosts, Marx
and Julie, and today we have part 2 of a very special episode of GenreTainment with our coverage of LA Webfest.
In today's episode, we speak to the creative teams behind such award-winning series as the New York-produced superhero comedy Super Knocked Up, the LA-based KATR Pictures, who talk about their new comedy series, The Ladies The Gents, which just premiered this week, superhero series Justice Woman, and the Vancouver comedy Last Chance Casting.
We had a great time chatting and hanging out with them throughout the festival. We did a Google Plus video chat with Super Geeked Up, which had tons of great creators on it, and a cross-promotional video with Super Knocked Up too, which was hilarious. And with Rob and Tanya of KATR Pictures, we actually went out to breakfast with them and decided to do an impromptu interview in the parking lot.
Why not?
Why, we're there. Now, besides Reality on Demand winning a Visual Effects Award at the festival, one of the other cool things that happened was Marx was on a panel.
Yes, we talked about the future of web series. I think it goes without saying we all agreed that there is going to be a future.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think the
This could be a fad.
The internet's just a fad. I don't see it lasting.
Now, some of us were concerned that the independent voices on the web would get buried by studio-backed web series. There was also concern about how to make a web series a reliably profitable business model. I can tell you with confidence that most of the thousands of web series out there aren't doing it for the money. And
good thing.
But they sure wouldn't mind making money.
No, nobody wanted to make money.
I also voiced that I felt that the web series community is very supportive with each other, and unusually so compared to other entertainment medium communities.
That's true.
And that we hoped it would continue to grow those relationships to help each other and hopefully never see each other as competition. Now, overall, a great discussion with various ideas batted about how to fix issues and move forward. But, enough by blabbing.
Blah, 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 blah.
Let's get ready for these interviews. But first,
before we start, we want to remind you that part 1 was just a couple of days ago, and you should be able to find it at SciFiPulseRadio.com. We interviewed the creators of the Canadian crime thriller Clutch, the London-produced supernatural satire series The Bloody Mary Show, food-themed comedy series Pairings, the post-apocalyptic western Drifter Broken Road, and Ozarks-produced horror mystery Stage Fright.
You gotta say Bloody Mary Show with British accent.
It's gonna be bloody, not bloody. Bloody Mary.
Okay, well, we're about to start the interview.
Do I have to do the Canadian ones with a Canadian accent too?
Sure. I don't know what Canadian Clutch
I'm
different.
not sure which. They're really Ontario. They just say a few things different. That's pretty much it. Sorry. The O's and the R's.
Okay, well, we're about to start the interviews, but before we get started with them, we do want to point out that the music you just heard at the beginning of the show was a snippet from the theme song of our web series, Reality on Demand, a song composed and performed by our friend T. Sean Hardy.
Speaking of our Canadian friends.
Yes, he's Canadian. You can find our web series at realityondemandseries.com.
And speaking of music, any music you hear before and after the interviews are segments from their respective shows.
Now let's get started with part 2 of our interviews from LA. Hey everyone, this is Marx and
Julie, and you're listening to GenreTainment.
We're here in LA at LA Webfest with Jeff Burns and Jordan Gibson from Super Knocked Up. Hi guys.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi everybody.
So can you tell us a little bit about your show?
Who's gonna do it?
You do it great, Julie. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Our show is a comedic web series where my character, Darkstar, she's a supervillain. She gets super knocked up by her arch enemy, Captain Amazing, who's an annoying douchebag of a superhero, the kind of guy you love to hate. And we have to figure out how we're going to go through the pregnancy and the labor and raise the baby together, and it's just a mess. But it's funny.
It's very funny.
Disastrous.
So this is season 2 that you have being released right now, right? How many episodes of season 2 do you have out?
So right now we have the first 2 episodes of season 2 out, which you can watch at superknockedup.com. And we got 3 more to go. Actually, our next one, episode 3, pretty much at least Mark, who plays Captain Amazing, Jordy, and I, is our favorite one. before we shot. It's our favorite, and it's coming together awesome. I can't wait to show people.
Yeah, it was a really all the episodes were so fun to shoot, but there's some crazy scenes in this third episode.
Now, you came on to the series in season 2, so could you tell us a little bit about how you got to be on this project?
Sure. I had heard of Super Knocked Up just because it had gotten so many views, and it was there was a comic book about it, and it was just a very cool concept. I mean, supervillain and superhero. So when I was just on Actors Access one night, where a place where actors submit themselves for roles, and I saw that they were recasting the lead, and I was like, what? No way. I couldn't believe it. And then I was like, yeah, I don't like anything like that girl. But I decided to submit anyways, and I submitted, and Jeff watched a web series that I was on, Cell, the web series, and we talked, and the rest is history.
Actually, she was the only one who submitted, so...
No, you didn't tell me that!
No, actually, we had over 700 submissions, to be honest with you, so that kind of shows you how... and there was a lot of really awesome ones, so... But Jordy was far and away the clear choice. There was no doubt about it. It had to be her. She was amazing.
That was better. He fixed it. Dug himself out of that grave.
I'll dig some more, I'm sure.
I know.
So I was going to say, at what point in season 2 are you going to have the baby? Then are we going to see the labor? How graphic does this get?
Yeah, well, actually, in episode 2 of season 2, the cliff. All right, I guess I'll give it away. But if you're listening to this, go watch it first, then come back and listen to this. But the cliffhanger, the end of episode 2 of season 2 is Jordy going to labor. Right?
True.
That was fun, right?
Yes, it was fun actually. Mm-hmm.
What's Darkstar's powers?
Darkstar, she has many superhero or super. Did I just say superhero?
Yeah.
That's terrible because she is not. I repeat, she is not a superhero. She is a supervillain. I meant super powers. She's incredibly fast. She's incredibly strong. She's just a badass all around. But the coolest one, the most visual, is that she has this energy charge from her hands. And Jeff is better at describing it than I am.
Yeah, thanks. I love to see you try to describe it. That.
Yeah, like try to show.
She's doing a great visual aid for anyone who can't see it through the radio and through their computer. You know, she's...
It's like this, y'all. It's like
that.
It's
not quite. It's
telling
like,
a story with her
jazz
fingers.
hands, only a little more intense. Yeah.
So yeah, she Darkstar can shoot an energy blast from her hand. Think kind of like Cyclops, so not from the eyes but from the hand. She can have like a charged energy fist to like really knock the crap out of Captain Amazing, which she loves doing, and she can create a shield around her of energy. So a lot of energy based powers, and she's pretty tough chick.
Thank you. It's true. True story.
I mean, I meant Darkstar, not you.
Oh.
And so could you explain a little bit about his powers, Captain Amazing?
Oh, let's see. Do you know his powers?
The power of
Being a douchebag?
being a douchebag, of seducing women.
Extreme douchebaggery.
The power to break condoms.
He's very fast. He's very fast.
Oh,
not in that way, but yeah, sure, probably. Probably.
you got knocked up and it wasn't even that fun.
The speed of wind. There you go.
The speed of
I
wind?
mean, the speed of light, y'all. It is late. Should I stop talking?
It's
I should start miming.
Breeze. It's not really the speed of light. It's just kind of a light
gentle
breeze.
breeze.
And it's really about as powerful and
He's like a tumbleweed.
So he does have super speed, much faster than wind.
That's what I was trying to say.
He creates a wind when
Have you been in West Texas? We have some strong wind.
East Texas had some strong winds.
Yeah. Okay,
he has super strength, very Supermanish, powers, and he can fly. And as Mark, if he was here, Mark would say he has super blowing ability.
Oh.
But he means by that is
breath.
breath.
Oh, sorry.
Interesting.
What he means is, that's what Mark says. He means he has super breath, though, basically.
So he has extremely bad breath that can take out his enemies.
I can have some input here. We had some kissing on screen that you will see later in the season. No, his breath is fantastic. No, it's not.
Don't give it
After I give him Listerine strips. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, I fed him constantly Listerine strips. But just to make him embarrassed.
So what's the plan after season 2? Is there going to be a season 3?
Yeah, no, the plan is definitely to do a season 3. I think it's to tell the whole story that I've got mapped out would be 4 seasons probably, I'm thinking. So I would definitely love to complete the whole Super Knocked Up story because I'm having a blast doing it with everybody. Well, she's all right, but everybody else. and Jordy too, yeah.
Difficult. Now, do the powers you have get based on who your parents are? So could your baby have like Cyclops hands and bad breath?
Yeah. How did Darkstar get her powers? Do we ever find out? Are people born with these powers? Do they get accidents?
So, and from what not that we really go a lot into this in the series so far, but in my own, I guess, canon that I've created, it's an inheritance thing. So I guess probably the closest thing would be, I guess, maybe like a mutant, I guess, right? That if your parents were superpowered, you have a good chance you're going to be superpowered. So that plays into it, and so I won't say too much because that's going to be down the road. You're going to find out about, because the big thing is Jessica never knew her parents, which is a big part of her character. And so you find a little bit more about that as the seasons go on and kind of where that all came from, her powers and stuff.
They're not going to end up being related, are they?
Dun,
No,
dun, dun.
that's
There's going to be a big secret revealed about, Lord.
that'd be gross. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, though, with her character and how that
Incest?
affects her? Yes.
A little more on
Could you please
incest?
explain
Sure.
a little bit more about what that is?
Well, you are from Texas.
Oh, bleh. Anyways, wait, what was the question? Explain what?
It was
About Darkstar.
See, I get nervous about spoilers. I literally bite my tongue and look at Jeff so he talks about it.
Fortunately,
so I
with
don't
her
give away
superpower,
anything.
her tongue grows back.
Fortunately,
Yes.
I regenerate like a
Otherwise, she'd be in
starfish.
trouble.
Like a
Yes.
starfish. What's the
No,
question?
I was asking about if you want to say anything about her character and how like not having her parents kind of.
Oh, yes. Man, that's just affected every part of her, and part of the path that she went on, the bad girl path of, she didn't have parents, she didn't have any guidance, and she was like, well, I had to fend for myself. She had to grow up, very quickly, and she just never really had good people around her, and she fell into a bad way, supervillain life. Robbing Chinese restaurants and stuff.
That's true, actually. That's in an upcoming
She's
episode.
Exactly what I would do.
So you won't rob the Italian or the Greek, but you specifically go for the Chinese. Oh,
Definitely.
You find out that
she's
she
preference.
likes Chinese food a lot.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it had something to do with like magic fortune.
She's not a racist or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Magic fortune cooking, season 3.
Yeah, she just stocks up on fortune cookies.
That's how I decide my next move.
She's not a real fan of baklava or
No.
cannolis or anything.
Not my thing.
So yeah, okay.
All right, well, out of the other characters that you've created, because you have a bunch of heroes and villains, besides Captain Amazing and Darkstar, which one is your favorite?
I guess, obviously, look, I love them all because I created them all. So, and so Jordy's over here, like, looking at me as she's leaning against a chair.
Mine?
But he said, besides Darkstar, Captain
No,
Amazing.
yeah, besides us. Now I'm curious.
You look very curious, actually.
Dude, this is my curious stance.
I wish people could see this right now.
She's perfected that curious face over the course of the whole season.
Yes. Just do that all season 3.
Okay.
Look at Captain Amazing that way.
I will.
Probably I would say Mystic Girl, I think, who's one of the teen heroes, and her power's magic from her name. But I love writing her because she's a very over-enthusiastic, like bubbly kind of character. And why I love it is because it's the exact opposite of Jessica, and her over-affection drives Jessica crazy, makes her super uncomfortable. So I love the dichotomy when those two characters get together.
So you're
love
the
that.
odd couple.
Yeah, this girl, and she's like a preteen. She's basically me in real life, Mystic Girl.
That's actually true. I never thought of that.
Like overly bubbly and affectionate. Yeah. But you wrote her before you met me.
I did.
Yeah, no, it's so funny to see and to read their reactions, because McKinley, the girl that plays her, is just love her, and she's so good at this role, and she like tackles me in this one scene, Whiplash. Ugh.
So she's basically a lovable golden retriever puppy.
Exactly, she
Okay.
is, and she's just so excitable, and my character's just like, get out my face now.
Did she say it like that?
Yeah, she doesn't. what was
No,
that?
but
What
we're
was
putting that in season 3.
We're really not.
Co-writer credit. Y'all heard it here. Yo, bitch, get out my face. I'm just kidding.
What's your favorite other hero character or villain?
It's just so hard not to say.
You're gonna say. Yeah,
I'm gonna say burnout, but I
Right,
meant
right.
burn up. There you go. Okay, now I feel like you care. Burn up, right? Okay, burn up. really funny. It's because the actor that plays him is really funny, John Schnur. His character's Burn Up, and we always accidentally called him Burnout. I think he's really funny. But I love Dr. Destruction, and I love Mom, Captain Amazing's mom, who plays. Oh my gosh, who plays the doctor? She's just so good. Oh, Yvonne Perry. Yeah, I don't know. All the characters are great.
I want to know. In early episodes, his mom is there with him. Does he live with his mom, or what was his mom there for?
Was he dropping off laundry? Does he live with her?
That's a good question. So what's really happening is, the way I wrote it, is that she's supposed to be dropping off his laundry. Oh, okay. But it's actually his place. But many people actually interpret it as that he lives with his mom. And I'm okay with that because I think it's ridiculous. And even funnier if he did. So I'm okay with it any way they interpret that. Yeah, but the way I wrote it was
forth on that. We couldn't decide which we thought.
The way I wrote it, that because even though she's delivering his laundry is ridiculous, that he can't do his own laundry.
Yeah. He should just be able to blow the dirt off of his clothes.
Right, because it's super
That's
blowing.
A good point. That's right.
Maybe he
blow the stench off of it.
Yeah,
he probably did.
All right, I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. Because we were on your Super Geeked Up show recently, and you had a number of questions, so I thought we'd give you a fun little question. This is, I'm sure you've already probably.
The tables are turned.
I would be shocked if you haven't already covered this kind of question before with being a superhero. But what would be, if you could pick one superpower, what would it be and why?
I'll go first because Jordy's just gonna say you gotta go first because I gotta think.
Yeah, she's got a panic face right now.
Go first because I gotta think.
Her eyes actually got wider than we've ever seen them.
Right. I really wish there was a video, just pictures even to go along with this interview.
That would have been good, yeah.
We made her speechless.
So.
It's rare.
Well, sorry. So my answer usually is that Spider-Man's my favorite hero, and I would actually love all of Spider-Man's powers because I think it's cool because he's strong, but he's not like Superman strong where he's gonna he could touch you and kill you accidentally, and the agility and climbing walls and all that stuff. If I had to choose one of those, though, I love Spidey sense because nobody could sneak up on you, and danger is lurking, and because a lot of people are often trying to sneak up on me on set, like this one next to me.
She looks scary. I can see why you're afraid.
It is. She actually is very scary.
And terrifying.
Then why don't you have a Spider-Man shirt on? You have a Superman shirt on. That's a wrong universe even.
Oh my gosh, you went from Marvel over to DC. You crossed to the dark side.
I don't know if that's allowed.
Do you even know what Marvel and DC are?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Just kidding.
Aren't those nicknames for... I'm just kidding. I was trying to make up something stupid, but I'm smart enough to know what they are. I grew up with that stuff, too.
Yeah, you did, actually. Her actually geek credit is really impressive.
I know my stuff.
I don't have a Spider-Man. You know what? Superman's not my favorite hero. I dig him, but this is the only shirt I have. It's become an iconic.
Get you some... Is that the only shirt you have?
This poor man traveled to LA Webfest with only the shirt on his back.
That's how dedicated I am.
He sold all his other clothes to make season 2.
We need to start a Kickstarter campaign.
Give
Jeff another shirt.
We got that question on one of our Super Geeked Up, our fans said, and one of our fans says, how many Superman shirts does Jeff own? I always see him in one. And then she starts laughing, of course, because she knows the answer is one.
She's like, just don't get too close.
Yeah, notice.
She actually takes a list of strips and just puts them all over my shirt.
I do. I sneak them in.
She rubs them. She sews them into the...
into the armpits and the neck.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Me? Okay. I mean, it's probably not super interesting. Well, it would be interesting, but maybe not super cool. I would love to be a brainiac, to have just to be brilliant. That would be so great. I love school. I love learning. I went to a couple grad schools. I've been a student my entire life.
She's both. She has a law degree and an MBA. Oh, wow. She's ridiculous.
Don't let the blonde hair fool you.
She's working on her doctorate in nanotechnology right now.
Don't let the blonde hair fool you. I am the real legally blonde.
I am the real legally blonde. I'll tell you now. No, I want to. There's just so much to know and so little time. So I think that's my biggest thing, and that's my biggest pet peeve too on myself is when I don't know the definition of a word or I don't know things. I spend way too much time just looking things up. So it'd be so great if I just knew everything. Like was a Jeopardy, could win Jeopardy or just always dominate at Trivial Pursuit. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool.
Alex Trebek would have to kick you off at some point.
Yeah, I know. He would.
You're cheating. You have superpowers.
No superpowers allowed.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool.
What are you guys enjoying, LA Webfest?
Oh, yeah. I'm loving it. So this is we're near the end of the second day. It's awesome. It's just, there's just so many awesome, people here, like you guys and so many other web series creators. That's really the coolest thing. I really meant Julie. My name for that.
Except for me. Yeah. Everyone else is just awesome.
I meant mainly you was the awesome one of the pair is what I meant. I was really trying to dig on Mark's.
Oh, you're his good side, his better side.
Well, that's allowed. I'm so sorry. That's more of a requirement for one of our shows. So.
No, it's been awesome meeting everybody, and everybody's so excited, and we're sharing what our series are about, and doing things like this and other cross promotional videos we've been doing, like we just did with you guys. And panels and screens.
Oh my gosh, awesome. You were really recording that? No, I'm kidding.
So I don't know, you haven't been to too much of it yet.
No, unfortunately, I just, because I live in LA, so I'm working. But I've left a little bit of time. I've gotten to hang out with y'all. Y'all are awesome.
She's going to be here more over the weekend.
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow and Sunday. So, but I love it so far. Really good, solid people. Everyone's so collaborative, in the web world in general. And I love it. I want to be around it more.
Yeah, it seems like the web series community is all very supportive. It's the other like indie film or television seem to be more competitive and fragmented than web
totally
series.
Agree. On the panel I was on yesterday, which was how to make your web series outside of Hollywood, that's when I said in all the different film stuff I've done, I've never seen a community more supportive than the web series community, and that's awesome, and why I want to keep working in this community.
Ditto. Y'all can't see this, but Julie has awesome hair.
Oh, thank
you.
She
has really cool braids that I keep staring at.
Thank you.
Yeah, if I'm looking at you.
Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find Super Knocked Up.
I have a question for you first. Are we the coolest guests you've ever had?
Yes, you're the coolest guest ever.
Ever.
You're the only one that ever got a special blooper episode.
That's right. And we requested that.
Yeah, we did.
That was funny.
That was cool.
Because this one over here.
Which one?
All right, where can you watch Super Knocked Up? You can watch Super Knocked Up at superknockedup.com, youtube.com/SKU web series. Please subscribe. That helps us out. You can give our Facebook and Twitter.
All right. I always screw these up. I know. Twitter at Super Knocked Up, and Facebook, facebook.com/superknockedup.
Perfect.
I don't know how you can screw that up.
Well, thanks for chatting with us, guys.
Thank you so much. It was a blast.
Yeah, thank you. Y'all are so fun. It's really good to meet y'all in person.
Hi, I'm indie actress Jen Page from Darkness Rising, Geek Seekers, Chop Saki Boom, and more, and you're listening to GenreTainment.
As you can see, I've officially checked out. I had a promising career as an assistant district attorney, trained to prosecute the bad guys. Plato said that there are three parts to the soul: a rational part which seeks truth, a spirited part which desires honor, and an appetitive part which lusts for it all, especially money. If you're lucky, you'll have all three in check, thanks to the right teachers who'll put the right desires in your heart, and thus you'll hunger like a rabid animal seeking justice where there is none, and your spirit will inspire you to set things right when you smell injustice and tyranny, when the world is upside down and the good guy superheroes on TV are really crooks in sheep's clothing. Was my quest for justice worth it? You be the judge. I am Sofia Escala.
Hey guys, this is GenreTainment, and this is Marx here in LA at LA Webfest. And I'm just talking to a bunch of web series creators here, and here we got one right in front of me. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure, I'm Vanessa Verduga, and I'm the creator, writer, producer, director, and star of Justice Woman.
Okay, great. All right, well, can you tell us a little bit about Justice Woman?
Justice Woman is a comedy drama that follows the story of an assistant district attorney, Sofia Escala, who by night she becomes Justice Woman, a fighter for justice and truth. And she has her sidekick who helps her out, who's her gay office mate. Yeah, her gay office mate who comes out in a quite flamboyant costume. And they both go out there and they get themselves into some tight spots, but it's humorous and it's a lot of fun to make. Yeah.
So where'd the concept come from? I'm especially interested in the cross-dressing element.
Well, the thing is, when I was writing the series, a lot of there was the whole don't ask, don't tell issues that were happening. Uh-huh. And one of the things that stuck out to me was there was a gay military serviceman who actually said, well, what do they think we're going to go do on the battlefield. They think that we're going to go out with feather boas and high heels and fight. I mean, what's so wrong about us being a part of being able to serve our country? And that just resonated with me, and I decided, you know what? My sidekick is going to be a cross-dresser. That's it, because I'm all for gay rights and I'm all for minority rights, and that's pretty much why, I did it. And also because it's kind of reminiscent of Batman and Robin, the TV series, and one of the things that lurked around the whole Batman and Robin dynamic was, the whole taboo was whether they're gay or not gay. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to make Batman a female Latina, it was me, and then I'm going to make her, the sidekick just straight out gay. Why not?
So what's your background in acting? I'm assuming you have it because you star in a show.
Yes, actually. The show is very much intertwined with my life, with who I am, because aside from being an actress, I'm also a lawyer, so I draw from those experiences and for the writing. But in terms of acting, what really brought me to making the script and to making the series is the fact that as a Latina actress, I wasn't getting the roles that I wanted. I was being I wouldn't say typecast, but I was definitely, you can say typecast, but it was I don't have a problem playing a Latina, but not the stereotypes that Hollywood wants us to play, and that really bothered me. And so it dawned on me, I'm a lawyer, I'm an actress, and I may never get to portray that on film, on TV, or anything because Hollywood is stuck on its stereotypes. So I decided to just break away from that, make my own series, and make a strong Latino female lead. And show people that, hey, we can carry shows. It doesn't need to be a divide between the lead actress, supporting actress, and, the Latina. It's like, It just it's not necessary.
Yeah, it's a shame it's like that, because unless there's some story reason in their background, any female character or male character should be able to be whatever race, right?
Exactly, I agree in that, and that's why I love Scandal and what Shonda Rhimes does with her TV series. And it's not about playing the stereotype. You just happen to reflect our reality, our society. We are very much more diverse than what TV tries to portray, and that's the beauty about web series. The fact that we can actually see that society is diverse, and it's a lot more multicultural on the internet than it is on TV and in films.
Yeah. Now, and why superhero?
Because I've been obsessed with superheroes since I was a child. My favorite, of course, being Batman, and then Wonder Woman. And I also, coming from a Latin household, I grew up watching El Chapulín Colorado. It's pretty funny because he's a Mexican parody of superheroes. But I still loved the humor, and that's kind of what I brought into Justice Woman as well. Some of that humor, some of that campiness, but it's also very reminiscent of the Batman Robin TV series.
And how many episodes are out so far?
Right now we have 3 episodes out, which is the whole first season, and you can watch it at justicewoman.com. We're in post-production for seasons 2 and 3, and we have seasons 4 and 5 in the can already. We just have to get to those things eventually, also put them in post. But everything's coming along, and hopefully for season 6, not hopefully, we're actually going to do that. We're relocating and making Justice Woman bi-coastal, because right now we film in New York and Hoboken, and planning on bringing her to LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you moving to LA, or just going to film here?
I'm going to be bi-coastal because of acting also. It just makes it so much easier. I mean, I love New York. I can't stay away from New York, but from that area. I just feel that for where I want to take the series and where I want to take my career also, I feel like being bi-coastal would be very beneficial.
So this is probably really good being here in LA, meeting these other web series creators. Are you making some new connections?
Oh yeah, I've been making a lot of great connections, and not only that, I've been inspired by a lot of people here. It's been great, just feeling how everyone is very supportive of everyone, the camaraderie that exists. The LA Webfest is definitely, I highly recommend the festival to anyone who has a web series, because it's just, and to actually recommend for them to make it to out here to LA to be a part of this, because I can't say the experience is just something that invaluable. I mean, it's just beyond, you can't even put a price on it, because it's been so great meeting everybody, getting inspired by them, exchanging ideas, and really supporting each other. So that's been nice.
Are you surprised by how many web series there are?
Yeah, I am surprised. It's one of those things. What we do is we start producing and we start getting into that world and everything, and then we don't realize, like, oh crap, I gotta start marketing and I gotta start. And that's when I lifted my head off, the producer's mindset or the paper, whatever it is, I don't know. And I was like, okay, I gotta start marketing. And then I started realizing, oh my God, there's a whole genre, web series and all of these things. And I was like, okay, I guess I have to submit to festivals. And now I'm like learning so much more, and I love it. I actually love this, the environment a lot.
So whenever you created the story of Justice Woman, what inspired you to try to make it a web series versus trying to make it a movie or maybe pitch it to television or something?
Well, one of the things is pitching it to television. I wanted to do it at first, but then I became very enamored with the project and with my character and everything, and I said, you know what, this is going to be like my Rocky. It's like what Sylvester Stallone, did with his. And I said, I don't want, I want to just put it out there right now because I can. Because now we're in an age, in an era where the internet just makes it so much easier, and now technology also makes it so much easier because now we can actually go out and buy ourselves a 7D Canon DSLR and start shooting. So I just said, why am I going to wait around for people to like me or to give me permission to make my series when I can just go out there and do it on my own and and really show what talent I have, or maybe I don't have talent, I don't know. But at least whatever I think talent that I have, and go and express it and just put my vision out there and do it the way that I want to do it, and be able to actually say the things that I want to say, because the series is it does have some political satire to it, and I do write with a social commentary always throughout it all. It does deal with, like I said, gay rights and immigration and being a Latina and domestic violence. There's so many issues that sometimes I think, like, I don't know, I don't see it on the TV network. I definitely do. If it were to ever be made into an adaptation for TV, it would definitely be something for cable. Mm-hmm. But I'm not holding my breath. Does
Justice Woman have any powers?
Justice Woman is a superhuman heroine. So I am playing with the idea, but it's the whole thing is the fact that she grew up being in love with superheroes. It was that obsession that I know that for me personally, I've always had that. That's been my alter ego. Like, I want to be a superhero for justice, and so this is kind of like my dream come true, making this series. But little by little, it's like I think she does become a superhero, and she does have superpowers in the sense that she is actually going to affect some changes, or at least, throughout the web series. Like I said, it's there's going to be issues that are going to be thrown out there and dealt with, and more stuff that's coming up later on. So I guess that's as superhero-esque as it can get. But no, she's not an Amazon goddess from another planet. So.
Well, just for a fun question, if you could have a superpower, what superpower would you like to have?
Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyance?
Yeah.
Be able to see remotely to different places?
Be able to see and be able to have those premonitions, like kind of psychic, and kind of like, oh, I can see that problems are ahead. Let me go and try to save it, Kind of like Minority Report. Well, yeah. but it's something like that. And now
that's a legal argument, Can you really, punish someone for a crime they haven't committed yet?
That's true. That's another thing that, you got to kind of think about. But now that you mention it, yeah, I do play around with a little bit of her. She gets some flashes later on in some seasons. So there's a possibility that she might develop some psychic or something. I'm still playing around with it. Well, that's the beauty of making web series, is that I could change it as I go along.
Cool. Okay, and one more time, where can they find you?
They can find me at justicewoman.com. To find me personally, it's vanessaverduga.com. Or we have a Facebook page, and that's facebook.com/Justice Woman Series.
All right, awesome. Well, thanks for speaking with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is Michael Flores, creative Western X, and you're listening to GenreTainment.
You're listening to GenreTainment. We're here in LA. This is Marx
And Julie.
All right, and we're here speaking to
Suzette Lacqua.
Okay, and what web series are you with?
Last Chance Casting from Vancouver, Canada.
And can you tell us a little bit about the show?
Basically, it's about a casting agency that they bring in people, of course, from all genres. And the idea behind it is not a reality TV show, but we want it to be more like a sitcom where we've got a main cast, and then every episode would have different, you might have a movie auditioning and then a commercial auditioning. They might have babies auditioning one time. They might have animals auditioning. So, and the idea is to mix it up so we have many different guest stars. But again, we want the main cast to have a storyline. So they have a following. So every show will be something different, but it'll add to their life.
Great. And how many episodes have aired so far?
Well, basically, we have 10 episodes. The first season was done, and it's on YouTube under Last Chance Casting, or our website, lastchancecasting.com. So, and they're about 5 to 8 minutes long, so they're very easy to watch and quick, and you're on the bus, taking a break at work, bored, on a date, perhaps.
Maybe bored on a date?
Bored on a date, absolutely. In the bathtub, because everyone takes their laptops into the bathtub.
Of course.
Yeah, so... But yeah, so just pretty much anywhere, and just watch them. And they're easy. They're easy, quick, and like some of these others, am I allowed to say that? Yeah. Long and boring. Oh my God, we wanted to die in some of these. I'm not going to say the names of them though. But other than that, everybody else has been good.
All right, and this is filmed in the Vancouver area, right?
Yes, definitely. All Canadian cast. Me and my partner, we created, co-wrote, Brad Whitlock, I should probably say his name. He's not here. Couldn't make it. Brad Whitlock. Say, Brad, I said your name. Okay, but yeah, we co-wrote it, created it, produced it, directed it, like the whole, we had a little, we did have help. We had people like with cameras and the cast, all Canadian, they all did it as a favor to us, and hoping if we get picked up, of course, they'll all be cast, but we'll see.
So you created this web series. You have previous web series experience, or what motivated you to make this a web series versus, a movie or something more traditional?
Well, as a matter of fact, we made it as a pilot presentation piece. Thought for sure as soon as the network saw it, they'd pick it up in a heartbeat. I'm thinking now that was probably, everyone probably hopes that.
It seemed like a really good idea at the time.
It seemed like an excellent idea at the time.
Yeah.
And it still does in hindsight, Yeah. So then basically we sent it off to the networks. Now we're talking Canadian networks, right? So... we got the feedback, oh, yeah, great show, great idea, love it, find a production company.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, so off to the too insidery. It's like, insidery, what, are you kidding me? You see what's out there?
Yeah.
So finally...
Like extras, and there's those other shows.
Thank you, exactly. And then Entourage, and I don't know, I can't think of any others, but those ones, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you, that's what I thought. So basically... and I'm losing my voice because I don't talk too much or anything.
It's getting towards the end of the
No,
quiet and reserved.
I do, don't I? And I'm a little bit shy too, so sorry about that. Excellent. I'm like a flower in bloom. So that's the LA sunshine instead of the Vancouver rain. I can bloom. And that's it. So basically, the idea was, and we plug it, and then apparently you can't get into the States without an agent. So we basically sort of, one of the production companies that we talked to, most of them just said, great idea, but we have our own ideas. We have our own shows. Sorry, good luck, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. And so finally we talked to a guy, and he says, a producer, and he said, you know what, why don't you make it into a web series? At least you'll get exposure. You never know who will see it. And so what we ended up doing was we added, because it was a 22-minute pilot, so what we ended up doing is we added more footage, because you cut a lot and you're wishing, I wish I couldn't cut that. And so we put back what we wanted, made it into 10 webisodes, 5 minutes, but it is a continuous storyline simply because it was a pilot to begin with.
Right.
But you can watch a 5-minute episode and still get something out of it. Yeah. And all you do is, it's like kind of watching a soap opera. You want to watch the next one, see what happened to so-and-so or whatever. Mm-hmm. So that was the idea, and then we just did it in November, got online, saw LA Webfest, and we were like, okay, let's get it out there. So here we are. So that was pretty lucky. As far as my experience, like Brad's been in the industry for about 25 years, a cameraman, and worked on like many movies. Viper, I don't know if you remember the series Viper. He was on that. Again, always back, but he had this thing about, again, doing his own stuff. So he's done some shorts and he's done some other. So he just wanted my money. So hence the executive producer. But you know what? Because, again, we work so well together, we've been friends for years, we just decided, let's do this together, and and he thinks I'm funny, so I guess, he didn't mind me helping write it. And again, within 2 weeks we wrote the script. Within another couple of weeks we had it cast. Within another couple of weeks we were filming it, and then took months to bloody edit it.
Yeah,
and then
a long process.
it was, the editing was the worst. But, other than that, it was just bang, 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 and like I said, at least we're better off now with the exposure of the LA Webfest and on our website and on our Facebook and on the YouTube, that everything, than we were 2 weeks ago. I mean, we were doing what we could do, but this is just one step closer to hopefully where we're going to go.
Yeah.
And then, of course, once we get discovered, oh, God, you guys, you want to interview me then? I'll tell you. You'll love me.
Just remember us when you get big.
Yeah, hey, I'm going to, well, you give me your card and I'll be following you guys, But yeah, but it's been a fantastic, look at the people, we've met such cool people. Honestly, It's been, no matter what comes out of this at the end of the day tomorrow, it's been probably one of the coolest experiences. And, I used to be a flight attendant. I've done a lot of things, met a lot of people, but this has been phenomenal. Honestly, I've really enjoyed it.
Before we go, unless you have
I was going to ask if you can let everyone know where they can find your show.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so basically on Facebook, of course, there's Last Chance Casting. YouTube, all you have to do is type in 3 words, Last Chance Casting, and then we've got our website, lastchancecasting.com. And so please follow us. Please look for us. But yeah, no, and please watch us as well.
All right, well, great. Well, thanks for speaking with us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Can't wait to run the show with all you think you know, and you're lying to your sister just a little while.
Hello, this is Ben Dobbins from Zombie Orpheus Entertainment, and you are listening to GenreTainment.
You're listening to GenreTainment. We're here in LA. It's Marx
And Julie, hi.
and we're here with the creators of
The creators of Vampire Zombie Werewolf.
And Life from the Inside.
And most recently, Ladies and Gents, right?
Yes, the full name is The Ladies and the Gents.
The Ladies and the Gents.
Just so you won't be confused by the numerous porn sites that are online.
Oh, man. Yeah. Wait, we thought this was one of those.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, we have to end this interview now.
We're so sorry.
We tried to register Ladies and Gents. I think that was when we were made aware.
Oh, this is porn.
How porn.
Well, of course it's going to be porn.
How
what else would it be?
our name was.
We just found out last night that there's gay zombie porn.
Nice.
I don't know why we should be surprised. There's everything.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Zombie porn in of itself is surprising.
Much less it gets even more niche than just zombie porn.
There's nothing
Gay
less
zombie
sexy than a zombie.
And we talked about gay zombie porn too.
Yes.
I was going to say, that would be, that's a whole conversation.
Zombies are sexy, right?
Right.
Yeah, I love rotting flesh. I guess some people are into that.
To be honest, when I was done up like a zombie, I think that was probably the best I've looked in a long time. I had a big gaping wound on the side of my face.
But see, expectations are low when you're dressed up like a zombie, right? So any part that you looks good really draws the focus. And you're like, that's all you can see after that point.
It was the most relaxed about my appearance I've ever been. They're like, you're hideous. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. The attention to detail is appreciated.
Okay, but we didn't say your names.
So I'll say my own name. I'm Rob Patchett.
I'm Tanya Einen.
All right, so tell us a little bit about Ladies and Gents.
The Ladies and the
The
Gents.
Ladies and the Gents.
Sorry.
You can find it at theladiesandthegents.com. It's 2 shows, essentially, 2 shows in one. It takes place in a nightclub bathroom, the ladies' room and the gents' room, the men's room. And it's 20 episodes each, and it's just different stories, just different, just submitted by different writers, directed by different directors, and starring different actors.
It's a great example.
I know. It's a long-winded example. It's a show about a bathroom.
So,
hope no one has to pee while they're listening to this.
I know. They can pause it. Take us in the bathroom with you.
That's appropriate.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
We can't hear you pee, so we don't care.
So
we won't be embarrassed.
It won't bother anything.
So it's basically like what happens in the ladies' room at a club or the men's room. Although I think women just by definition have more bathroom experiences.
I don't think they have more experiences. It's just that women aren't afraid to be social in the bathroom.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's bred because they used to put couches and chairs in the bathroom for women, so that it became a social place for them to gather.
I think it's because it's where we can go and talk about you guys.
Well, that is a good part of it.
And men, it's always weird to me when I'm with a friend who talks to me in the bathroom. I'm like, don't talk to me in here. I mean, this is where we come to avoid eye contact. and wash our hands because we feel obligated to the other people in there.
Well, but see, also for women, especially at a bar or something, you go for safety reasons in
Right.
groups.
Yes,
You know, and so then it's just a perfect opportunity to talk about the guys that you're around in the bar. And so that's why we always look like we're up to something when we come out, and the guys look nervous. Yeah. Like, what were you doing? Nothing.
And nowadays, it's the only place you can actually hear what the other person's saying.
Yes.
That is true.
Because clubs, I'm sounding like an old man. Clubs these days are just too loud.
They're so loud, I can't
hear myself think. But I don't go to clubs to think, I suppose.
You go there to drink, not think.
Yeah. There you go. So the show started. I'll give you a little history of the show. Stephanie Thorpe told me, hey, I had this idea for a show set in a women's bathroom, but we couldn't figure out where to film it because they always wanted it to be a fixed camera show, like from the beginning. And I, of course, said, hey, Rob builds sets. Rob has a scene design degree. Why don't we make Rob build a set for us? And then we didn't have to worry about trying to find a bathroom. And so I went home and said, Rob, I volunteered you to build a set for us.
He's like, thanks.
Doesn't this sound fun? And as he'll say it, a couple of days later, which is entirely too long.
Well, it was, and so I was kind of bummed out because I was like, so it's just guys. I mean, it's just women working on it. Oh, but it's okay for me to build the set.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry.
But I can't actually work on the show, right?
By definition, from the beginning, we wanted all women directors, writers, producers. So that it would be a real female-centric show.
Right, and so it would be a real female perspective. And so I was kind of feeling bad because, I'd like to insert myself in every web series that's ever been made if I could. And then days later, I was like, I could do the guys' side of this. But it took me, I keep telling people this because I'm really embarrassed by it, but apparently a little in awe of my own ignorance too. It took me 3 days to think to do the women's side of the bathroom. Because I thought that when you guys first brought the idea that it was going to be different nights and different people, and I didn't know exactly what the show was going to be. But now it takes place in one night.
Yes.
So is the gents then mostly going to the urinal, coming to the sink, grunting at each other, going, and then walking off, or
yes,
and one occasional person going, well, yeah, and everybody else ignoring them.
And
lots of
spitting and things.
No, it gets kind of crazy because
yeah.
men might not act up too much in the bathroom, but man, when they write, they go over the top.
They go crazy. So, and then the one thing that is consistent through each episode is the bathroom attendant. So we have a ladies' bathroom attendant and a gents' bathroom attendant, and they're in every episode, but they do not speak.
They never say anything. Yeah, they don't speak.
They're just witnessing.
They're just witnessing it, which is very fun because when you watch through and you see the episode and you see the story that's happening, and then you can go back and you can just watch the attendant, and it's an entirely different episode.
Well, and in case because I'm sure people will go, how come they don't say anything? And it's because if the attendant spoke, then the show would basically be their show, because they'd be the only thing that was consistent in every episode, and if they had too many lines, it would be their show. It would be about them, which is fine, but that wasn't the show we were making. And I think it worked out really well this way, so it's nice. It's still like their show, like they're going to be the stars of it, but they're...
Otherwise become the janitors.
Right.
Yes.
It becomes the attendants,
Yeah.
right?
Attendants, yes. So how long did it take to make these sets?
To design it was a few days because I was trying to keep the cost down. And to build it was 3 days.
Yeah.
Right? 3
Yeah,
days.
3 days.
That's all we had to build. Built it in our driveway and then took it over to the space and put it up and painted it.
That's cool. How much did it cost to make?
The set? I think by the time, because we ended up having to buy more paint because we weren't happy with the color. There was a big discussion about the color of the set. That could have been its own show.
Yes,
We could make one day. We're going to make a web series about paint and website design. It's going to knock everybody's
in the bathroom repainting as it goes.
as
like,
the
yes,
show went on. I think it was 1,000.
No, not the set.
No. I'm
no.
sorry.
The set costs about, I think at the end, maybe $450.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't even think
it was fairly
that.
inexpensive.
Yeah.
Well, we used buckets for urinals. Galvanized steel buckets, because urinals were really expensive.
Yeah.
It's amazing how cheap toilets are. Toilets are really cheap.
They break a lot, right?
Toilets?
Yeah.
I guess. You can buy a toilet for $25. can't buy a urinal for less than $125.
Some of the cost of the set went back to the places we bought.
Where it came from.
Because we bought toilets, but then we didn't, use them. And they never got hooked up to anything, so they were then returned.
Good as new.
They were
Yes.
better than new because they're famous now.
Yes.
Somebody's going to go to the store and buy that toilet and not know that it's famous.
So you need to get a brand. It should be like Kohl's. Get a brand.
We talked about that, but yeah, for sure, for like second season, third season, we should get a plumbing company in there, or we could have had a liquor. All sorts of sponsorship opportunities in this show.
Sort of like Ghost Hunters, they had the Roto-Rooter because that was their day job. So
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Well,
have that all the time.
And we have attendants, so if they could have like a bottle of lotion, it could be Neutrogena, or they could
Or
just have
one
that.
of the attendants sitting over there drinking the whole time and just whatever can or bottle or whatever they're drinking.
Well, Stella Artois seems to be the beer of web series.
The beer of web series.
So they could
you say the beer of bathrooms.
Not the beer. No, I like Stella actually. But they sponsor a lot of web series, or did for a
It's
while.
the beer that's been through once already.
Yeah. You just have a character who's recycling the whole time, just drinking the whole time right in front of the urinal. Well, it's like Kenny G. He's that circular breathing when he plays the saxophone.
Yeah.
It's sort of that. It's similar to that.
It's
circular
not
drinking.
Really, though. It's way grosser than that.
If you've heard a bad saxophone player,
That's
true. Well, this person would be like the Kenny G of urinals.
I have a brother who played saxophone as a child. There are a few things in life more horrible than that sound.
That was my major. That was my music. That was my instrument. I was a
yeah?
music major, saxophone performance major.
Yeah, it sounds great when you learn it. In the meantime, it can be painful.
Oh yeah, not as bad as clarinet.
Oh.
Clarinet's even worse when you're learning. Yeah.
So you've quite a group of talent brought together. So who are some of the directors and some of the stars?
That's very good. Okay, so Stephanie Thorpe and I are the producers. We also wrote and directed several episodes and starred in. I'm trying to think of other. Marilyn Ann Michaels is one of our writer-directors.
She did a show called The Best Friend.
Yes.
It was another web series.
Allison Van Orr wrote several episodes.
She's produced, I think, every web series that's online.
I'm blanking.
It's tough.
It's tough. Who else?
Yeah.
Name some gents, and I'll think of women.
Some gents who directed?
Well, name your other producers.
Oh, well, Avi Glajansky, who produced The Further Adventures of Cupid and Eros. And then Steve Lekowitz, who's a producer with me. So he's produced whatever I've produced. So we had, like, Matt Newcomb. Did he direct also, as well as write?
Yes.
And he did a show called Hollywood Wasteland. On the gent side, we had Phil Harris. I'm sorry, I did it again. I did it because Steve did it. Phil Morris from Seinfeld and from Star Trek Enterprise, I want to say.
Not Enterprise.
Voyager?
Voyager was before Enterprise.
I don't remember which one he's in, but he's in it. He's great. He's really good.
He came to set and was in a couple episodes.
Yeah, a couple episodes. Who else directed us?
Jared Hoy.
Jared Hoy, who's done lots of stuff on the web. He worked on lots of shows.
For the ladies, there's also Kristen Nedepak, directed one for us.
Kristen Nedepak, yeah, who's doing the Geeky Awards.
Yes. And the Skyrim parodies.
And Skyrim parodies, yeah. A ton of them.
Almost everyone.
Almost everyone. We also had a lot of people to step in to act for us, which was awesome. We have Tara Platt of Shelf Life, and we have
Paula Rhodes
of also Hollywood Wasteland.
Tons of stuff. And Hollywood Wasteland, yeah.
Tons and tons of stuff.
The Elfquist trailer.
So our theory from the get-go was we asked people to submit episodes, ideas, and then if they were interested in directing, then we let them direct, and then we also let them cast, because our idea was we can help you cast with the people we use and like, but we would like to widen the net, so it's literally a cast of hundreds.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in it.
Yeah.
And we tried to basically just give people a venue to direct and write and produce. Well, they didn't produce, but they're little short. It's not really a sketch. It's almost like a scene, like a play, because the camera never cuts. So there's no edits. So it's almost like they're presenting a really small one-act play, but it's taped.
How long is each episode?
The shortest one I think is 35 seconds, and the longest is a little over 4 minutes or something.
Now, what was the genesis of this? I mean, how did you come up with this, or why?
I know it was for all women at first.
Yes, at first it was all women.
Bathroom mirror. How did that get started?
The toilet camera just didn't work.
Yeah, the toilet.
No,
camera.
that one's
That
been
was
done
more
on the
awkward.
internet before too.
That is that would be the porn.
That
one was just awkward.
You can find those, but we don't think we should do that.
I think the genesis of it would be literally the experiences women have had in the bathroom. Women are more social. Even if you're not in there with friends, if something happens, can I please borrow a quarter because I need to buy some feminine products? I mean, there's
have toilet paper over there.
Yeah, there's just women in general are more social, and so I think it just kind of lent itself already to the idea of.
But the idea was brought to you in the beginning.
Yes, the idea was brought to me, and then we expanded it out to include the. I don't think the camera was the mirror originally. I think the camera was just fixed as part of the idea of the bathroom, and then we decided to make it the mirror because then we can have that interaction with the camera, but not.
And
with
we
the
actually
camera.
set up mirrors next to the camera so that the actors could look in the mirror at the other actors in the scene, so it would look like they were, so they could actually connect. So they didn't have to fake it; they could actually see each other.
Yeah. Well, that is interesting because if you think about it, we are more social about it. Because even if you're in the restroom and a woman comes in, you don't know if she looks upset or she's starting to cry. Every woman in there will go, "Oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
What can we do for you? Do you need us to call? Do you need something?" And that kind of thing. And so it's a lot more social. So
I think especially in a club bathroom because there's already so much drama and
Well, the funny thing is, if that happens in the men's bathroom, if a guy comes in crying, you just get out as fast as possible.
Well, that was my next question was, now, what kind of things do happen in a men's bathroom?
What kind of things happen that we'd want to show on screen?
Yeah. Or both.
Well, I can't speak to actually all the lurid stuff that happens, but I don't know. I mean, honestly, most of it's kind of made up.
Yeah.
Because the men's room culture is not quite what the ladies' room culture is in this country. So, it's friends talking to each other. It's funny because in our show, the men have a tendency, if I can sound a little misogynistic, to act more like women in the bathroom. They'll ask each other advice. They'll talk about things. I mean, it's something that men don't normally do, but, it's a show. It would be a very boring show if we showed what the bathroom really was like.
Is the 35
grunted at each other?
Is the 35-second one like where they just kind of look at each other and grunt?
No, that's actually a women's episode.
It's actually a women's episode.
Yeah. The ladies have the shortest and I think the longest episode.
I believe so. We originally asked everybody to keep it 3 pages and under. Like we wanted them to be under 5, and really under 4. So
right, and they did, but the longer episodes tend to be monologues. 3 pages of monologue is a long monologue.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, but there are, if it's going to be a club bathroom, there would be the drunken monologue, story of your life.
Yes.
Well, and they can talk to the attendants too. So it's actually a monologue because one person's just choosing not to speak.
Yeah. And also, it's a club, but it's the type of like restaurant that turns into a club. And so there are some kind of early in the evening events happening where people are a lot more verbose and not in a drunken way.
Yeah.
But then it definitely leads into the drunkenness that's happening. So
yeah, it gets more debauched as the evening goes on.
Yeah, as it should
a little crazier,
be.
Right?
Yes.
And when is this going to be online?
This is going on April 9th.
Yes, April 9th we launched. We have 20 weeks of content.
Wow.
Every Tuesday will be an episode of The Ladies. Every Wednesday will be an ancillary show that we shot.
We shot another little set of videos called Al's Tips and Anna's Tips. Those are the washroom attendants, where they stand and basically it's old school kind of 1950s education style
etiquette tips.
Oh,
etiquette
I love
tips.
That.
Yeah.
So like it'd be a voiceover, Al says always make sure you wash your hands, that kind of thing.
Those
but
are
funnier.
fun.
Yeah.
So it'll be that.
And then every Thursday an episode of The Gents.
Yep.
For 20 weeks.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah. We shot the whole thing in 4 days.
Yeah.
That's
So
really
that's something
good.
else we should mention. We literally built the set for 3 days, shot the ladies, stored the set for the week, and then went back. Had 1 day to kind of flip it and add urinals and change it up a little bit, and then we shot the gents.
That was the real innovative part of, I think, of the process was how we shot it. Yeah, and giving people a 3-hour block. They had an hour to make sure that everybody showed up, then an hour to rehearse, not on the set, but somewhere around the area. And then they had an hour to shoot their scene. And they could shoot it as many times as they wanted, as long as it was within that hour. So.
And something we failed to mention until now is that every episode is 1 take. So whatever you're seeing in the episode, 1 take. There are no cuts, there are no edits.
Right.
We didn't add anything in.
There's an edit for the title of the show, but it's the same take. It just stops and then you see the title and it starts again. I didn't use that opportunity to.
Oh, you didn't.
No
cheating.
No cheating. So I think that's one of the most fascinating things about it is that we told the writers and the directors from the get-go, you need to rehearse ahead of time. There will be no cuts. So they're really, we're presenting 40 mini plays.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find that kind of made people bring their A game more?
Once they got over it, we had a lot of pushback from certain people. We had people drop out of the project because they just couldn't get their head around it.
They assumed that it was going to be a full-on edited thing.
Yeah, and I found it really freeing because it's like, oh, I don't have to worry about what angle the camera's going to be at and what's going on, and definitely. You can tell who was ready.
The actors were nervous.
The actors were nervous, but
That's
it was really fun to see who came to play. Like who was like, we are rehearsed, we are ready, we're good to go.
Well, because especially for some of these longer takes, I mean, I was running the boom for most of it. That was my big claim to fame on the set. So I ran the boom, and you would get toward the end of a take, and you could just feel the actors getting more and more tense as they were getting closer and closer to the end. Because if they screwed up, they'd have to start all the way from the beginning again. And especially when things are going really well, you can almost see it. I'm sure you'll be able to see it when it airs if you're watching closely. You can almost see that moment when the actors click, like, this is going great. And then, oh, crap, now I'm thinking about it.
I better not fuck
I better
up.
stop thinking about it. Yeah.
But so, yeah, I think a lot of people, especially once they got over the nerves, in your hour was the first time on set and your first time working with the attendant. We didn't let anybody rehearse with the attendant ahead of time because we didn't want them to influence that character.
We didn't want the attendant's life to be all rehearsals.
Well, and that too. That's also why the attendant doesn't speak, is that they could then be thrown in on the spot. And our 2 attendants were absolutely amazing.
They don't need to speak. They're good enough without. We know exactly what's going on with those 2 without a single word.
You watch both of their faces, and like I said, they've got their own scene going on.
In fact, when you go back and watch the show, watch it and then watch it again and only watch the attendants. It's it's fascinating.
Well, that's good acting when you don't have to rely on dialogue to get your point across.
Yeah,
right. That's really good acting.
And who plays the attendants?
Okay.
Trent Hopkins.
Trent Hopkins plays the gents attendant, and Beth
Fisher plays the ladies attendants.
Beth Fisher.
So Trent Hopkins plays Al, and Beth Fisher plays Anna.
Right. It's like I don't know why I can't remember their names. I put them on there. I made all their graphics. I know what their names are.
Well, there's a lot of people. So
there are a lot of people.
It's harder to remember when you're looking at a microphone.
That's true.
It's true.
And I've got a terror.
Like, what's your name?
Names?
What's your
what
name?
Are the names?
My name's.
I won't talk.
What's my name?
What's my own name?
You'll never get me to talk.
And now I'm like, I can think of everybody that's worked on the show, but it's just going to become a huge list. You have to watch the show to find out everyone that's involved because we have some.
Watch
some
the
surprises.
credits.
Yeah, there are credits at the end of every episode for just that reason.
Did you give us a website address to go to?
TheLadiesAndTheGents.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at Ladies Gents Show, or you can go to YouTube/The Ladies and the Gents.
But to be clear, if you find yourself at a porn site, it's not the right one.
It's not the right one.
Yeah, we have
even if it's set in a bathroom.
We have very little hardcore porn in our show.
Just a smattering, but not really enough.
If you see more than a few seconds of hardcore pornography, you are at the wrong site.
Switch immediately. Find the right one.
That should be your marketing thing. The ladies and gents, not the porn.
Not the porn.
Very little hardcore porn.
Very little hardcore
I like
porn.
that tagline better. Ladies and the gents. Really, very little hardcore porn.
You'd be surprised at how little hardcore porn we have in our show.
I don't know, that might not get people to go to it.
That's true.
You might want to check out and see how much.
Yeah. Decide for yourself. I mean, we all have different levels of hardcore, right?
That's true.
Draw more audience.
Now, is there any other projects you want to promote? You have this chance.
We're premiering Forcing Fate at the Hollywood First Glance Film Festival on the 27th?
April 27th.
Oh, look, I remembered.
You remembered this time. That's a short film that we made starring a friend of ours, Joe Nicky and Lauren Abulafia.
Mm-hmm.
And
so,
ourselves. Yeah. And ourselves, of course.
There's always rules for ourselves.
It's convenient. So yeah, I think that's it. Go watch The Ladies and the Gents because and like us on YouTube. That's your best bet for getting a season 2.
You subscribe on YouTube, yes.
Oh yes.
Subscribe on YouTube. Like us on Facebook at Facebook/The Ladies and the Gents.
Yes. Now people can still check out Vampire Zombie Werewolf online.
Yes. Yep, at VampireZombieWerewolf.com or at KATR Pictures, KATR Pictures on YouTube or KATRPictures.com or.
Now, what about Life from the Inside?
Life from the Inside? Oh, Life from the Inside is actually being re-released right now, uncut and remastered from the original show that I think we've gotten up to episode 5.
Yes.
And that was released in 2008 or 7. So we're doing them uncut because we had to split them up for YouTube back in the day because YouTube wouldn't accept a video longer than 10 minutes.
And Life from the Inside is a full-length sitcom, so it's 22 minutes.
So through the My Damn Channel Comedy Network, their new comedy network, which if you have a show and you want to submit to the My Damn Channel Comedy Network, just go to My Damn Channel and submit your show. We are re-releasing Life from the Inside, so it's been kind of nice. We've always wanted to do it, and now we have the opportunity to do it. We could have done it on our own, but it's nicer to work with My Damn Channel.
It's been great because it's a whole new audience. Now people who know us from Vampire Zombie Werewolf are going back and discovering the first show that we did. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah.
Now, here's a hard-hitting question everyone wants to know. When can we expect another season of Vampire Zombie Werewolf, and can we?
The answer was no for a long time, but now
I keep asking because I keep hoping that'll change.
Yes. We have a plan for VZW season 2.
Woo!
Yes. Rob and I the other day driving home from something, I went, what if we did this? Then we could actually film it like whenever we wanted to. And Rob was like, well, that works, and we could do this and this and this and this. And I'm trying not to give any of it away.
It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of this.
It's gonna be a lot of this.
There's some of that.
There's some of that.
Well, the biggest problem was that Tad and Bunny's house is a friend of ours' house, and they had a kid not long after we shot there, and we're not.
Was it a vampire, a zombie, or a werewolf kid?
I think it's all 3.
All 3?
Yeah.
I think it's all 3.
So we can't really impose on their house anymore.
So they can move.
Well,
yeah, so Tad and Bunny might have to move from the suburbs.
Tad and Bunny will have moved for season 2. We'll give that much away.
Yeah.
Remember, on I Love Lucy, they packed up and moved at some point.
That's true. They moved to the country.
They went to the country. They decided to
and look at how well that turned out.
I don't think Bunny would like the country. I think Bunny's more of a city girl.
Yeah.
Even make their kid play the drums, like little Ricky did.
Yeah.
That kid was good.
So yeah, but yes,
he was even born on cue because they weren't sure, obviously back then, if it was going to be a boy or girl, and they wrote in the script, okay, a boy, popped out a boy. Now that's a future in filmmaking.
Yeah.
maybe you could cast your friend's kid.
We could. There are a lot of parallels to I Love Lucy and Vampire Zombie Werewolf that are coming up, without giving too much away.
Bunny, I'm home. That is
right.
a terrible, terrible accent impersonation of Ricky Ricardo.
That's all right. He doesn't care anymore.
No.
Oh, way to bring it down again. End on a downer. That's what I say.
In order to pick yourself up, try some vitamin Vegemin.
Yeah.
It perks you right up.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, it was nice to meet you guys in person.
Yes.
Yes, that was fun.
It was great.
Yeah. And now you can do this interview in this glamorous parking lot in Westchester.
Yes. Yeah.
Right near the airport.
I feel like we need to point out that we're sitting in a parking lot
We're
in our
sitting
car.
in the parking lot outside of Staples Office Supply in Westchester.
By the airport.
By the airport.
So you can hear the planes. But it's a very nice car.
So go to Google Maps.
It's very clean.
And search,
Nice.
and you'll see where we are, and you can feel like you're there.
It's part of the interview.
The first parking spot on the end, right next to the entrance.
Yes.
Well, thanks a lot, guys, and good luck with the Ladies and the Gents. We hope it does awesome. Have 20 strong weeks.
Thank
Yes.
you. Awful box office.
And prematurely, congratulations on getting to season 2.
Yay! That's the goal.
Hi, this is Barry Dodd. I'm the director of Ragged Isle, or something like that. And you're listening to GenreTainment.
Thank you to everyone for taking the time to chat with us, and we wish all of their shows luck and look forward to talking with all of them again.
So that's it for today's GenreTainment. Check back next week with all new guests from our favorite films, TV shows, novels, and web series.
And coming up next week, we have more web series coverage, this time not at LA Webfest, but over the phone with Lisa Dean, the creator of the animated series Chilltown TV, also the producer and director of the Point of View action web series Armed Response on the YouTube action channel Hard Coded. And as if that wasn't enough, we will also have the creative minds behind the new science fiction YouTube channel Forge Apollo. Oh, and a non-web series front, we will have a bonus interview next week with the stars of the new sci-fi series Defiance.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Defiance. And don't forget, you can always check out all of our past episodes of GenreTainment in the archives at sci-fi-pulse-radio.com. You can also check out the other great shows on this channel like SFP Now, The Roundtable, and Jeff Trek. And please share, like, and comment on our episodes to show us you want more episodes. GenreTainment will be back right here next Tuesday. Big thanks from us to all of you out there for listening.
Until next time.